BYD just accidentally disclosed their goals for electric cars this year. They're planning on increasing their electric vehicle sales by 153% in the next 12 months. That could make them either the second or third largest electric vehicle company on the face of planet Earth. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Great to have you here on the channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back to everyone else. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, I'll put a link in the description below. BYD has just unintentionally disclosed that they've revised their figures for this year. Initially, they said they were targeting new energy vehicle, plug-in car, electric vehicle sales this year. Of those, just over half were going to be fully electric, and the other, just under half, were going to be plug-in hybrids. But now, BYD have changed their plans. Last year, BYD told investors it expected to sell 1.2 million new energy vehicles in 2022. Now the company appears to have raised that target by 25%, say cnevpost.com. The largest new energy vehicle maker in China today, and the largest by volume over the past few years, also the third largest electric vehicle producer in the world, has today unveiled its main goals for this year. The first of which is to serve 3 million new energy vehicle customers. BYD didn't directly mention its sales target for this year, but the figures it released early last month showed that it sold 1.51 million cumulative new energy passenger vehicles by the end of 2021. So in other words, they sold 1.51 million new energy vehicles for their history, the history of the company. And then they said their goal is to get to 3 million this year. So clearly they're targeting 1.5 million sales this year. And that would be an increase over last year of 153%. From the 593,700 units that they sold in 2021. Well, actually they sold quite a few more than that, but they actually delivered that number. It's believed they probably sold about 800,000, but they weren't able to deliver them all, and they've apologized apparently to customers for that. Last December, BYD said in an investor conference call that its 2022 new energy vehicle sales target would be roughly 1.2 million units, with 600,000 of those or more being electric and 500 to 600,000 being plug-in hybrids, according to a December 12 report in the Shenzhen Economic Daily in China. BYD's implied target of 1.5 million vehicles in 2022 is a 25% upward revision of their previously mentioned target, implying an average of 125,000 vehicles sold per month that are either fully electric or fully plug-in hybrid vehicles. Now, what I'm curious about here is, does this include the vehicles that BYD are going to make for Toyota? And then Toyota's going to slap their badges on the end and call it a Toyota when we really know it's a BYD. I'm curious to know if they're going to include those figures in their sales. I'm guessing they're not going to, but I mean, I think it would be fair that they should. What do you think? In my view, the target they've set for themselves for this year seems plausible. It seems realistic. Last year, the company started with less than 30,000 monthly new energy vehicle sales towards the start of the year in the first few months. But by the end of the year, they'd grown that to more than 90,000. BYD actually sold 93,170 new energy vehicles in January, which is historically the second quietest month of the year in China for vehicle sales. But it's an increase of 362% year on year, and essentially unchanged from the 93,950 units they sold in December, which is truly miraculous. That was the third consecutive month in which BYD exceeded sales of 90,000 new energy vehicles, and almost all of those were in China alone. And here is where the true story of BYD will be for this year, because BYD have set some interesting goals for this year, showing you how they're going to achieve these targets. I mean, one of these is, as we know, they've built 6 different battery factories last year in China alone. They're building more as well this year. The BYD's second goal that they announced today is to get their products into more countries and regions this year in order to create a green and better tomorrow with global customers. First of all, they're starting with Australia. They already have a right-hand drive production line in their factory in China right now, delivering vehicles that are apparently going to be arriving in Australia within the next month or two. BYD's third goal is to increase production capacity and to do its best to shorten delivery times, which have been an issue in China. Previously, BYD has apologized for accumulating too many orders and making customers wait for too long. And you can really see why. If you've watched my videos on BYD's vehicles in China, you can see they're legitimately on parity with gas vehicles, like for like. It's quite incredible the value you get with a BYD electric vehicle. And this is just no hyperbole for me whatsoever. I'm not paid by the Chinese government. BYD gives me nothing. It's completely objective. BYD has never even given me a vehicle to test or anything. I've tried a BYD, but that's from an owner. So I have no incentives whatsoever to make this up. Just watch my videos. You can see the prices of their vehicles are just staggering. And they're the first company in the world to be able to actually sell their vehicles on parity with gas-powered vehicles. And that, my friends, is one of the reasons why I've invested in the company, why I recommend you do so as well. If you haven't already, you can do so using the Stake app, which you can use now to buy over-the-counter stocks. It's one of the few apps that you can use. If you want to do that, I'll put a link in the description below to my promotion code. You can use that code when you sign up. That'll give you a free stock. So based on this information, that BYD are aiming to sell 1.5 million new energy vehicles next year, including which it looks like about 800,000 of those will be fully electric. This will make it either the second or third largest electric vehicle producer this year in 2022. The only unknown here is whether or not Volkswagen could beat them. And I want to disclose how Volkswagen might be able to do that this year. It's going to be close though. BYD's fourth goal is to launch an unprecedented premium brand, subverting all your imagination with the ultimate technology. Apparently they've been working on this premium brand for a while. They actually disclosed their premium sports car a number of years ago that they've been working on. However, BYD haven't provided any further information about this premium brand, but the company was quoted by the National Business Daily late last year as saying it would launch a premium brand in the first half of 2022, with the first vehicle being a hardcore crossover priced at 500,000 to 1 million yen. I'm intrigued about what that could be. In addition, BYD's Denza brand, which was initially a joint venture between BYD and Mercedes, but now BYD own pretty much the entire brand, will have a new model launch this year. And apparently BYD are going to invest more money into that brand. BYD will also appoint a new executive to serve customers with a new image, it said, in wording that seems to suggest it may launch some kind of product to serve customers. No idea what that is. So for 2021, BYD actually delivered 320,810 fully electric vehicles. That was an increase of 145% year on year. But in addition to that, they also delivered 272,935 plug-in electric vehicles. That makes a total of 593,745. Now, wanting to increase that to 1.5 million in the space of 12 months, that's a pretty ambitious goal, but I like their thinking. I like their shooting for the moon type thinking. And this is the kind of aggressive nature that Chinese companies are going to have. And that's one of the key reasons why I've predicted in my 2030 prediction that BYD will be one of the 3 largest vehicle companies in the world by 2030. How do you compete with a company that currently can sell their vehicles on par with gas vehicles and no one else can do that? In addition, as you know, they have more vertical integration than any other car company in the world. That's a big advantage. They make their own semiconductor chips. Therefore, they have no shortage of those chips. That's a big advantage. How about we compare those sales numbers to Volkswagen sales numbers for last year? So BYD's total was 593,745 for an increase of 230% year over year. Volkswagen, they sold 452,900 EVs and 309,500 plug-in hybrids for a total of 762,400. So they beat BYD there by nearly 200,000 vehicles. However, BYD increased its sales by 262% in the space of 1 year. Volkswagen Group, that was the number across all their brands. So there's more than 10 brands there at the Volkswagen Group. That was their total figure, but they only increased their sales by 81% in 12 months. 262% versus 81%. There's a huge, huge difference there. If Volkswagen increases their figures again by 81% over the next 12 months, and BYD is able to hit their goal, then BYD will surpass Volkswagen in terms of total number of BEVs and PHEVs sold this year, making them the second largest electric vehicle company on the face of the planet. It does seem possible if you look at the trends. The trends are BYD is being much more aggressive than Volkswagen in ramping up its electric vehicle and plug-in hybrid vehicle sales. Volkswagen, they're doing a good job. However, only 5% of all of their vehicles sold in 2021 were actually electric. BYD, on the other hand, hit a total of 97% of all vehicles sold in 2021 as electric or plug-in hybrid. Gives them a bit of an advantage. The other advantage they have is that in China, things happen very, very fast. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.